What is going on, guys? We got with us here again, Bryan from the Band Basement. What is going on, my man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Another Friday night, another Foursquare night. Just a great night. This is gonna be a fun one. We got four squares here. We got four albums. But Bryan, this is the first thing I want to do. This is kind of like a ritual that I do now every time you come on. We always just stare at this picture, Bryan.
Wait,
We,
put that back up. Because I think I'm noticing new things every time you put it up. It looks like fucking Paul's got lipstick on.
he does. He does.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Uh,
And Gene Simmons is doing his bad D. Snyder impersonation.
That is a D Snyder. Well, no one can do Gene like Gene though.
I
No one
but
knows
there are
what Gene
times
is.
Gene but like in that picture on Revenge, I think Gene's struggling to do Gene because there's no what Gene is. It's changing it
Exactly.
constantly.
Yeah. Uh, so
My
Brian,
God, that picture.
I always love bringing that up. We always get new takes on that, and it's just a great picture.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is
It's
for
great
us, but not for
content,
them.
but it's not a great picture.
All right. So, Brian, we had a commenter on the channel on our last video that we did, Four Squared, and Lucas says that we need to do a Four Squared of these four albums here. We have Slick Toxic, Doing a Nasty, Faster Pussycat, Whipped. We have Wasted in America from Love Hate, and we also have LA Guns, Hollywood Vampires from
Oh,
'91.
all great albums. Yeah,
Right. So,
put the comment back up. I think the guy said they're all from '92, but yeah, Hollywood Vampires is '91.
right. But I mean,
Yeah,
relatively within the same time frame. But
yeah, I'm just that guy.
yeah.
You
You're
know,
not
it's
the
like
that's not hair metal Brian. Yeah.
no,
Now
but there was someone today what the hell, on X, formerly known as Twitter, posted something, and I corrected him on the year, and I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm
yeah.
the one who's like, I know what the fuck.
We all live enough to become the enemy, right, Brian? Is
Yeah,
that
I guess so. I guess so. Huh.
but yeah, Brian, did you have were you familiar with all these albums back in the day?
I bought them all back in the day. So
Okay.
yeah, I've listened to them over 30 years now.
Okay. And I'm kind of in the same boat, not 30 years, but I had all these like when around the time I was in high school. Uh 18 years old. So
Hmm.
I've been with all these four albums for a long time as well. So this will be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah,
Ranking
except
these.
for the Slick Toxic one, the rest were all uh, bands that were previously around. So it was like, yeah, I
Correct.
already was into LA Guns, Love Hate, and Faster Pussycat. So when they released a new album, I was like, yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah. Okay.
Slick Toxic, I saw their what song was it? Hell of a Time on Headbangers Ball. I'm like, that's a cool tune. Let me get that. So that's how I got into them.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. So, guys, what we will do here is rank each of these albums. We will give each of my number four, Brian's number four, vice versa to number three, number two, number one. So, and we will give our reasons why. We will try to persuade everyone why we think that we are going to be putting this at number one or number four. So, Brian, I am going to let you go first here and tell me what you have for number four.
My 3 and 4, I switched literally before I came on. I was like, no, because I was writing notes for uh one of the albums, and then before I got to the other, I'm like, I think I like this a little bit better. So my number 4 is "Wit" by Faster Pussycat.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. All
It's
right.
a good album. Don't get me wrong. I think the second half, there's some songs that are like, yeah, but
Mhm.
like everyone talks about "Nonstop to Nowhere" as being like the song that they always refer to. It's like, oh, Faster Pussycat's going in a different direction. That's kind of the band maturing and move getting better and whatever. That's like one of my least favorite songs of the album. I'll say that.
Really? Okay.
I
All right.
like it, but maybe not. Nah, it's towards the bottom, and not at the bottom. But
Okay.
like songs like "The Body Thief," "Jack the Bastard," Madame Ruby's "Love Boutique," great tunes,
Mhm.
great songs. There's something else I like. "Friends" isn't bad, but then you got like "Cat Bash," what? And then "Loose
Big
Booty,"
dictionary. Yeah.
"Big Dictionary." Yeah, songs like that were like, they're not exactly my go-tos when it comes to faster.
Still
Come on. Come on!
Steel
Pussycat.
Panther style stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's the Loose Booty is definitely like a
Yeah.
Steel Panther tune. Yeah. So after looking at the song list, I was like, yeah, there's a couple here that I just can't. Man, why would I bother with that? So that's why I put it at number four.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I kind of once I get to Faster Pussycat, I will kind of agree a little bit with what you're saying. But
Okay.
until we get there, though, I'm gonna have to give my number four, Brian. Don't hate me, but I am gonna
Oh, you
put Love
bastard.
Hate at number four. Now,
Oh,
Brian,
let's hear why.
it's Brian.
You
Brian,
bet you got some splaining to do.
I do.
You little son of a bitch.
It's a good number four, though. It's a good number four.
I don't think any of these are bad albums. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, Brian, because we did the debut of Love Hate, I think the last time or the previous time uh on this vid on
Oh, the sleaze
Foursquare.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I like Wasted in America better, I think, than I do the debut.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So obviously title track's fine. Miss America's fine. Cream's cool. But I gotta say that the sweet spot for me on this album is Tranquilizer, Time's
Hmm.
Up, and Don't Fuck With Me.
I'm with you. I'm with those great
That's
tunes.
that's the golden, like, belt of this album, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like, the intro to Tranquilizer is absolutely beautiful.
I
The
remember my
first
favorite song off the album.
Yeah, the first minute
Yeah.
of that song is just absolutely awesome. That they
Hmm.
should just made that a song in and of itself, because like, I don't know any other love hate even up until Let's Rumble, that they had that kind of, like, melodic guitar
Yeah.
playing, you know what I mean? Like, it was just it caught me off guard because, like, I kinda forgot about that until I revisited this week, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is really, really good." Now, the rest of the song's fine, but I think they coulda did something with that intro to make it, like, a whole 'nother song and made something a lot different than what they did on any of the first 3 albums,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
I kind of get that, but I think part of it is them starting like that and then going into the heavier part of the song.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
still
that's a great tune though.
still a good song, yeah, still a good song. But, like, Time's Up was always one of my favorites
Hmm.
of, Love Hate in any album, and Don't Fuck With Me is just really, like, kinda like a fuck you ballad type deal, you know?
It's the kind of ballad love hate would do.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
and
it's not. Yeah, yeah. I always like the line. Don't want to be judged by the color of my skin or the beer that I'm drinking. And I'm like,
yep.
yeah, only they would do that. I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's a perfect lyric,
yeah.
like, it doesn't get
Poison's
much
not doing
truer than
that.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the choruses don't fuck with me. Okay, got it, got it. Huh.
Uh, but Brian, like, this is a good number for. Like, I'm with you. Like, if we gotta listen to Love Hate, let's do Wasted America or Let's Rumble over the debut. I'm just gonna
Get out of here!
no,
Wow.
I'm with
Okay,
you.
okay. You
I'm
could be wrong. It's your show. It's fine.
So I put two and two together there, hey, and decided that you're pissing me off.
hey, Brian, I'll meet you halfway. All right, I'll meet you halfway here.
If I was like hanging out with you and you put on Wasted America or Let's Rumble, I'm not complaining. I like
Okay,
both those. I like all three of those first three albums. I really like. So
okay, all
nothing
right, good,
against
good,
it.
good. So that is my number four, Brian. I am impressed, or not impressed, but like, this is
You're
I always
impressed with
tend to
your own
visit.
picks?
Yeah, I always tend to visit a lot of songs off this album more than the debut, so that's why I kind of dig
Hmm.
it more than the debut. But that's my number four for this four squared.
Okay. All right.
All
Maybe our
right,
list not gonna be as similar as I was predicting.
What up, maniacs? Hey, it's DK Ravella from the band Kickin' Valentina. You're watching the Crash Course Metal Show.
so Brian, give us your number three. Let's see if we are any different on this.
All right, my number three. I got this album when it came out, and I really wasn't into it.
Hmm.
But over time, I was like, this is a way better album than I gave it credit for. And that's Hollywood Vampires by LA
Oh
Guns.
shit! Okay.
I was like, I remember getting this thing and being like, meh. And just kind of, I got a cassette, and the cassette had the 3D picture on the front. It came with little like 3D glasses you'd put on.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
still have it somewhere. And couple of tunes I liked, but never really got deep into it. And then, as years went by, you revisit it, and it's like I always liked Over the Edge. That was a good one. Some
Hmm.
Live for Love, I think, is a great tune. I always like the line, always looking over his shoulder like a Chinese diplomat.
Yeah.
Um, Crystallize is something completely different than anything they've done in the first two albums. I like that one.
Hmm.
I do like my Cuckoo. Where's the other one? Snake Eyes Boogie is pretty good. Dirty Love and Wild Obsession is one of my favorites off the album.
Really? Okay.
That's a solid
And
song.
did you say "Kiss My Love Goodbye" too?
That one I'm like, man, it's all right.
Really?
It's
Okay.
but
Because
again,
that
it's different. That's not something you would find on the first two albums. I mean, I'm not
okay.
saying it's bad, but it's not one of my favorite. And It's Over Now is just, I think, a better ballad than Ballad of Jane.
Ooh, shit. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
No, well,
because
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree necessarily because, like, I think both ballads are fine. Like both are good, but I would prefer "Ballad of Jane." I think.
I get
Uh,
it. Yeah, yeah. I've heard it so many times though. That's the
No, I
thing. It
get,
was
yeah, and I
just
get that too. It's like, yeah, I mean, you want something a little different, but
yeah. But
I,
I
I
always thought Ballad of Jane was kind of them doing an LA Guns ballad. But It's
Mhm.
Over Now is a ballad that a lot of bands in the genre could have put together and done.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but LA Guns doing it is like this album isn't as sleazy as the first two.
yeah. It's
It's got its
right.
moments,
I
I'll say
agree.
that, but not quite in the same level as the first two. No way.
I
No
agree
way.
because when I think of this album, I think of like half the songs could be on Cocked and Loaded, and then the other half like fall right in what they're trying to do and like the album artwork of like
Yeah.
a gothy type feel,
Yeah.
something
Yep. Yep.
different.
That's a good way
Uh,
of putting it. It's gothy.
yeah, yeah. But it's not necessarily out in left field either.
No.
Like you can still tell it's like a what would have possibly came after obviously Cocked and Loaded just in 1991, 1992. Like
Yeah.
in that time frame. So, but no, I get it though. But I actually thought that was gonna be a little bit higher in your list, to be honest
Wow.
with you.
Really?
So
All
yes,
right.
we're gonna be going way out of
Okay.
here. So
Okay. So far,
so
no one's predictions are even close.
so my third one is going to be Faster Pussycat Whipped.
Okay.
So, but I gotta tell you something, Brian. You know how I always say that like I don't really visit Faster Pussycat much, and like I forgot I had their first two albums like physically in my collection because I just don't
Really?
visit them that much.
Huh.
Not that they're bad. It's just that I just rather listen to some other stuff, and some of that other stuff is this album.
All
Like
right.
this is the album that I visit the most when I go to Faster Pussycat. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But it just always was ever
I
since I
get
was
it.
a teenager.
Are you mental?
I don't know if it's necessarily because this was the first Faster Pussycat like album I had, not like greatest hits and shit, but like an actual album. But I'm with you in a sense that like they're trying to do something. They're trying to sound mature,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like some of these songs are just not mature, and that kind of leads me to think that they're just trying to go with what's kind of cool at the time,
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
1992. So that kind of like makes me think, I like um, Mother Love Bone is I think the best way to describe some of these songs or this album even.
Okay.
Like uh not Madam's Rude. There's another song on here, Mr. Love Dog. Really
Hmm.
reminds me of some shit that Mother Love Bone does. And
Okay.
it's
Yeah, I
and
hear
it's
that.
even 6.5 minutes long. It's long
Yeah.
like some of Mother Love Bone's songs. Like uh what the hell is the song? Crown of Thorns. Right, yeah, and that's kind of what I always thought like with this album. I like it. And even like when I'm listening to this album though, the songs that you didn't like to me brings breath and life into this album. Now, don't get me wrong, I like all these songs on this album, but when you if you take out like the Big Dictionary, like the Cat Bash, Loose
Loose
Booty,
booty.
yeah, if you take those out, you have like just a slog of like mid-tempo songs that just kind of I don't want to say go nowhere because like I said, they're good songs, but like it's just like what are we doing here kind of,
Yeah.
it doesn't work both sides of these songs, like the immature songs and like these different songs that they're trying to do, more mature stuff. It doesn't work. It works well together, like mixed throughout the album. I think, and I think that's what I
Wait.
dig about it.
You
But like
saying
you
it
said,
does work together?
I think it does. I think it does for
I don't
me
know. I think
anyway.
some songs just don't gel with the rest of the album.
I
Like
see,
like
and
like nonstop to nowhere. It's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. And
yeah.
then a couple songs later, it's Big Dictionary. Like, what the fuck is
But
this?
I think that's what kind of brings like this, because obviously this album isn't sleazy, but like that
No.
brings like some of their like fun, the party kind of feel back into this album. That's why like when I say it kind of brings life back into this album. That's kind of what I'm kind of like getting at with that. But I get it. Like if you're trying to be like a mature listen here, it can fuck it up. I can get it why it would fuck it up
Yeah.
for some people. But like Nonstop to Nowhere, I'm going to disagree. One of my favorite Faster Pussycat songs,
I get
top
it.
three
I get
songs.
it. A lot of
Yeah.
people like that one. Yeah.
I just like the lyrics in that, and I think just the chorus is really good. Uh, Tammy Down actually sounds really, really good on that song. But I don't know. It's just one that I do visit ever since I was a teenager when it comes to Faster Pussycat. Like I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know what it is that I like about it so much, but I but I'm gonna put it at number 3 though. But it is one of
Yeah.
my favorite Faster Pussycat albums. So
I think at one point this probably would have been my favorite Faster Pussycat album.
really, okay,
Yeah, I don't know. The last couple of years I started gravitating more towards the first two.
hmm
I like that sleazy side of them,
yeah,
but it was like they tried to get away from it in this on this album. Like
yeah.
now, what would be your opinion if they made the entire album kind of like nonstop to nowhere, at
I
least on
think.
those same lines?
Oh, I think I would enjoy it. I
Yeah,
think it's weird because like I don't know what I would change necessarily on this album because like I said, I like all the songs.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what this album is just like a mystery to me. Like it doesn't fit anywhere. Like
Yeah,
how we like to talk Bang Tango. Where do you put them? Where do you
yeah,
put this album? Like
yeah,
I have no idea. Like because the best way I could explain it, you put it in Mother Love Bone. Like that's where the closest thing that I can compare this to because you don't put this in like alternative. You don't put this in
no,
uh uh like goth or emo like stuff at the time. Like I don't know funk. You don't really put it in funk like
no.
metal or like where I don't know where you put this. You don't put it in the sleeves, but like just weird. It's just like a one off kind of thing, and like no one else really does kind of the same thing. Like I said, other than like Mother Love Bone, that's the closest thing. But
Yeah,
like I don't know, Brian. I don't know. That's like the biggest
yeah.
anomaly I think that
You're
I could
right.
think
Yeah,
of.
that's a good point. Where it's like, and there's a few bands that put out albums in the early '90s where it was like, it's not like the first two or three albums. Like, where are they going with this? It was something. Sometimes it worked. I thought Psycho Schizophrenia by Lillian Axe, Pull by Winger.
Hmm
Some people love the '94 album by Crew.
Right?
Something
Yeah.
completely different. I thought it was other bands too. I'm trying. Dog Eat Dog by Warrant. I mean, they
Yeah.
were able to do it and it worked. This, you're right. I don't think there's a song where I'm like, that song sucks, but there's something, I don't know. For me, it's missing something, but I can't put my finger on it. Like you said, I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's just weird. Like it is. It's weird. I mean, yeah, maybe drop fucking, I don't know, cat, whatever the hell it's called. What's it called?
Cat Bash.
Cat bash. I said cat
I
crash.
actually like that song. I like because I like Guns N' Roses My World, how they finished the album off with that.
Oh,
I know. A lot of people don't
God.
like that. But I
How
like
to say
Cat
you don't like
Bash
Guns
and
N' Roses
My
without
World.
saying you don't like Guns N' Roses?
Well, I have my issues with Guns N' Roses, but
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I know. So,
I
but
know.
I mean, I think it. But see, like with Cat Bash, I think it kind of breaks it up and it brings like some kind of attitude that it's missing in the album.
I
And
think if they went sleazier, they would have had the attitude. Maybe
yeah,
that's it.
I'm 100% agreement with
If
that.
that might be.
But
But then again, if you are making an album that's more mature, as Guru says, mature, and you have more songs that are like nonstop to nowhere, you don't try and give attitude then. It
yeah,
kind of it's kind of similar where if you listen to like especially on Danger's second album,
screwed.
lyrically it's all over the place.
It
I
is.
mean it's like, Slip to the Big One, going into I Still Think About You,
And
to Get
coming
Your Shit
home.
Together, to Coming Home, and it's like I don't know. But I think it works better because it's the lyrics are what changed, but the music is kind of constant. This is
Yeah.
like it's got different things going on musically, not just lyrically.
Right, right. I maybe we'll have to do a like a standalone episode with this, like to figure
Break
out
it
like
down.
exactly what we would do and actually have some homework behind it, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, that's gonna be my number three, Brian.
I'm
Is
gonna say this. If you take the cover out of the disc to see the entire picture, it's a fucking kick-ass album cover.
it
I
is,
think
it
that's their
is.
best album cover.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, with the one like it looks like a 1950s campy, like monster movie. This big woman in S&M outfit whipping these little fucking band as they're running.
It is a pretty cool album cover because like when you expand it, like on the
Yeah,
CD anyway, like it shows them running away from her too. You know,
yeah.
like
Isn't
eh,
but isn't the like hold the CD? I think it's just the band, right? Yeah, you don't
yeah,
know what's going on there.
no,
It
no.
doesn't make any sense. But then I remember folding out, going, "Oh, whipped. Okay, I get this now.
Yeah,
I
because you
get
can
it.
see
Yeah,
her leg right here, you know, but,
yeah,
like, you don't know that, you know, when
yeah,
you're looking at the CD.
yep,
So but yeah, we could talk about this album for a long, long time probably.
yeah."
So
And yeah, it needs to
Brian,
be
what do you
broken
got
down and
for
analyzed.
yeah, what do you got for 2? We are all over the place here.
Mine, just like that album.
Yeah,
My number two, you mentioned it already. Love Hates Wasted in America.
okay,
Love the band. I like this. I love this album. I think toward in the second half, couple of like not as not some okay songs, but like you said, the first like few tracks, Wasted America, Spit, Miss America, Cream. I think Yucca Man's pretty good. Happy Hour I like shouldn't have been the first single. I don't know why they
okay,
did that. And I mean, Don't Fuck With Me. Again, we mentioned before, a great ballad by them. And you said this too, Tranquilizer is probably my favorite song off the album.
okay,
Love that beginning. And I like the way it kicks in. But another ballad on here, which I think is really good, and I think should have been a hit, Social Sidewinder.
okay,
Just a great concept that they would write a song about just not fitting in with society, being an outsider. I thought again, another uh love hate esque type ballad.
right.
I can't name another band that had a ballad that we're talking about. I don't fit in with what's going on in the world. You look at like mid to late 90s, like pseudo punk and all that kind of stuff that came out in the late night. Everyone was saying how I don't fit in. I'm a loser. Oh, I'm gonna talk down to about myself. All this
Yep.
shit. But this was just like, yeah, you don't. They repeat, you don't fit in. Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, fuck it.
yeah, you're not what everyone else thinks or expects or whatever. But yeah, I really like this one. Another album with a great cover. I like the cover on this one too.
Yeah. Now, is, Tranquilizer a top 3 love-hate song for you?
It might be.
Okay,
I think
alright.
it's that good. I did maybe almost a year ago. I was on Rock Resurgent Radio, their YouTube show, and they had pick 5 deep tracks from this genre. Tranquilizer was on my list.
Oh, shit,
I was
okay.
like, yeah, this thing has to be represented because it's that good of a fucking song.
Okay, alright,
But
interesting.
interestingly, I don't know if it would fit on the debut.
A
I
little
don't
bit
know if it
more
would.
of a growth style song, maybe? Or what do you think it would be the
I
missing
think
piece?
because this one, like I said, has 2 ballads, and it's like you said, has that melodic part being a tranquilizer. They didn't really have anything like that on the debut. It
Yeah,
was all just sleaze metal with a little bit of funk and punk
punk.
thrown in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
saying how shitty and seedy the underbelly of the LA scene was. That's one of the reasons why I like that debut so much
Mhm.
because it looked at what was going on in a completely different view
Yeah.
than everyone's saying. Oh, it's the big party and everyone's doing cocaine and there's chicks everywhere and it parties all the time. And their first album was like, it's kind of fucked. It really,
Yeah,
it's really messed up what's going on here.
yeah. Yeah,
I feel like they really didn't have a lot of that on the second album.
okay.
And songs like "Don't Fuck with Me" and like "Social Sidewinder" and stuff like that, kind of, I don't think would have fit on the first album. Though they're great
Okay.
songs. I like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
songs.
That makes sense though. I get what you're saying. Because it is I guess, like, the first album is, like, a real capture of that area, basically,
Yeah.
LA, like, and, just kinda like and a snippet in time as well,
Yep.
1990,
Yep.
so, yeah, I get that. I could probably get on board with that, Brian. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
because also the old saying goes, it takes a lifetime for a band to write their first album, and they were
Right.
living that life. They were, just you watch Jizzy Pro's YouTube channel, constantly has stories of what it was like, living in the LA Strip in late '80s before they got signed, and it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it was pretty shitty. I got it. If you didn't get
Yeah.
signed, you were a nobody. Like
Right.
people might
Yeah.
recognize you or know you in LA, but other than that.
Yeah. Yeah. All the streets weren't paved with gold,
No, they were
Brian.
not.
Yeah.
No, mostly vomit and, and piss
Needles. Yeah.
and needles and needles.
We are not role models for your life.
So yeah, all right, I got you, Brian. That was your number 2, correct?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So my number 2 is gonna have to go to Slick Toxic.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
this is This was difficult
I
because
wasn't
I
expecting
I
that.
always enjoyed this album when I got it. One of the better, probably. I don't want to say this without really thinking, but certainly in the running for a top 3 best Canadian metal album of all time.
I'm with you on that.
You
Totally.
know, very good. It didn't go gold in Canada for nothing. They got super big up in Canada. And then like when they won like an award at like the Canadian music or metal
Oh yeah, they
show.
they beat
And
out Lee Aaron for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that night the guitar player got drunk and like wrecked up the record owner's car or something like
Oh
that.
shit, that's
It's
hilarious.
like some wild
There's
story
your
like
sleaze
that.
metal.
Yeah, it's like some wild story, and then after that night, that the band just totally fell off the face of the earth, as far as, like,
Yeah.
publicity and promotion and
Well,
stuff.
they had a second album.
They
Irrelevant's not
did.
bad. Yeah.
3 years, I think, later, and it was on a different label, I think. Yeah, it certainly wasn't on Capitol.
That came out in 95?
Let me see
No,
here.
94.
Is it 94? Okay.
Yeah.
Strawberry Records, A&M Records. So, yeah, certainly
Strawberry
not
Records.
certainly not Capitol
The
Records.
massive
But
Strawberry Records.
when it's named after a fruit, you're gonna
Yeah,
have a good
they're not as
time,
good as
right?
Peach Recordings.
And like Big Dog Records and shit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so you had 4 singles though off this album, Brian. You had a hell of a time
Mhm.
by the fireside, White Lies, Black Truth, great song, and Sweet Asylum is good too. Like
That was
they're
I know that was a single. I know that was a
yeah,
single.
yeah, it was the last single, and they had the EP out, which is pretty good in its own right
Yes,
as
it is.
well.
Smooth and Deadly. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But even like the lower or the deeper tracks on here, like Rachel's Dead, By the Fireside's like a really good ballad, I
Yeah.
guess you would say, or just like a real chill song. I don't know
Mhm.
where you would put it. Cherry Bomb's awesome. Like, and I get like when Richie from Richie Kearns Productions, he kind of like throws in like this is Canada's Skid Row. And I like that comparison, because like
Okay.
I
Hmm.
honestly would even take Sick Toxic probably over Skid Row, to be completely honest with you.
I'm
Like
trying to think now.
certainly the debuts. I will take
Yes.
the
Oh, I
debuts.
think
I will
now,
take.
yeah. I'm not knocking the first two Skid Row albums I think are great.
They're good.
But
Yes, yeah,
but that I don't know, it's Doing the Nasty. It's just such a good album.
it
Like that,
is
I would go to that more often than the Skid. But then again, Skid Row I played a shitload of
right.
before that even came out, and then when that came out, it's like, all right, let's listen to Save the Grind a million times already, and the debut was 3 years old already, so
Right.
everyone was heard that.
I got you. Yeah, and I mean, and they just had the sleaze look. Like
Yeah.
they were. They, Canada did a damn good job with this band.
Hmm.
Like Canada can be proud with this album. And like I said, it's tough to find a better album, sleaze metal, whatever, from Canada around this time. Now there were great albums that came out. You had Svengali come out with a
Hmm.
great album as well from Canada, and plenty of others too. But this one always sticks in my head. When I think of Canada sleaze metal, that's the first band I think of.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just a great album. Love it. The cover's a little strange, Brian, but
I I think the cover pretty much says what you're gonna get inside the album.
yeah,
Just a
yeah.
dude hurling up his guts in a disgusting public bathroom.
To be completely honest with you, Brian, I did not take notice what the album cover was until I was like in my 20s. So,
What?
yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I had no idea what they're trying to tell me. Let me just put this album on and just listen to it. Like I never really like dissected it. And then when I was like watching like a video or someone was telling me or whatever, I'm like, holy shit, you're right. Yeah. Good shit. But
Because when I have my shows on Friday nights, I download the station app every Friday, Headband and Basement, play the rarest tracks of this genre. Like I sometimes on X, I'll post some of the songs that I'm playing, and I posted I forget what song it was from that album, and someone like responded, "I love this album, but the album cover just makes me sick." It's like, yeah, I get it, because it's some dude in a disgusting hepatitis-filled bathroom just throwing up God knows what. Who knows what the hell he's doing?
yeah, it certainly put you in a certain frame of mind, when you
Yeah,
look at the
yeah,
album.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it does match kind of like with the music too,
Hmm.
sleaziness. So
Yeah.
hey, I'm all for it. Like great album. I can't talk. I'd recommend this album to anybody. Just wanted to jump in here, guys, and say if you guys are still watching this video, thank you so much for watching the Crash Course Metal Show. Not just this video, but all the other videos that I post and upload. We appreciate you guys being here and helping to keep this, metal genre alive. And it takes every single one of you to help keep it alive as well. And guys, if you haven't yet, click the like button. It's still free to do. Come on, it just helps the algorithms and it helps us get to other fans that like this music as well, and also brings in fans that don't know that they are fans of this music as well. So click the like button and also share this video with a friend that you know that likes this style of music, hair metal, thrash metal, power metal, just heavy metal in general. Give it a share. Appreciate that. And also to click the subscribe button. Hang out with us, party with us for a little while. Let's build this community up. So that's all I wanted to say. We are going right back to the video, and thanks so much for watching.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, obviously, I mean, it's my number one.
There, yeah.
So I might as well. I mean, I thought you'd have it at number one. I'm pretty surprised. But yeah,
It was close. It was close.
I mean, I remember, like I said it before, uh, saw a hell of a time on Headbangers Ball. I'm like, that's a cool tune. Let me get it. And I remember playing this, and I'm going, holy shit! Every song on this album's awesome. I mean, big fucking deal to open up with. Sweet Asylum, great tune. White Lies, Black Truth, a great ballad. Cherry Bomb, Marionette, It's Not Easy. Crash is a great tune.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite songs off the album is where is it? Cheap Nicotine, great one. Blood
Yep.
Money, like you said, By the Fireside should have been a hit. I mean, it's got that radio friendliness to it. Every song, and Midnight Grind is a great one too. Rachel's Dead is the instrumental. They had us instrumental on the no, it was
EP.
actually a song. It was a song on the EP, Rachel's Breathing.
Yes,
And that's
yeah.
where they got that from. But the EP's got some great songs on it too.
I agree. Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
it just even though it's an instrumental, Rachel's Dead, like, still badass.
yeah,
Like, I can
yeah,
listen to that and just have fun with it, like, and it's only, like, 2.5 minutes or so.
yeah.
It should be a little longer in my opinion, but it's just when it comes on, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome." Yeah,
That's with any of the songs off that album.
I agree. You could throw a
Like,
dart at this really, dude, and not
yeah,
have a
and
problem.
it's not just is it great Canadian sleaze. I'd say it's easily probably my top three sleaze metal albums. Easily.
Ooh, shit, okay.
Yeah, I love
Alright.
this fucking album. So
Very
yeah,
nice, very nice. I'd have to think about that, but, I mean, I'm not gonna blame you one bit because it could easily probably make mine as well. So,
yeah. Because
uh,
I got this on cassette, and I remember me and a couple of friends like hanging out in front of my house, by his car, just drinking some beer. And I was talking about this album. I'm like, you got to check this fucking thing out. Went in, got the cassette, and like, all right, so let's play it. And the guy, and my friend's like, I don't have a cassette player in this car. It's like his brother's car, so there's no cassette player. And I'm like, yeah, fuck. But
dude,
then
they
I
track.
bought it on CD because I liked it so much. Like, I gotta get this on CD. I have the EP on CD.
Oh, you still have it on CD?
Oh yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah.
you lucky bitch.
And somehow I have the promotional cassette for Hell of a Time.
Okay.
And I think I might have gotten that from my brother because he was the program director for the high school radio station.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have gotten it from him. You know, it says like Capitol Records from promotional use
Yeah,
only, blah blah blah. So yeah,
not
I
for
always
sale.
liked this band. What's that?
Not for sale.
Yeah, exactly,
Sticker. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Good deal. I
You
mean,
know, it's upcoming the single from the upcoming album doing the nasty, you know, all that shit.
that's all. That's cool. I mean, that EP, man, that's pretty rare now. Like, that's worth a pretty penny
Is
that I've
it?
seen on eBay, and stuff. Different Discogs and shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't lose that one, Brian. Don't lose
I have it somewhere. I've been posting stuff on X, formerly known as Twitter, like my old CDs.
that.
So I'll get to it eventually. Because that's
Okay,
the thing.
yeah.
I was doing cassettes for a while. They're all in a box. I was like, I don't feel like digging through this shit. So I got them. The CDs are released in like cases and stuff where I can look and there you go on the shelf. I'll take this one out. It's easier to do.
I always enjoy every day you do. Usually, every day you post a new CD or whatever you have out of your
Yeah.
collection. I'm like, good shit, or do I want to talk bad about that album? Yeah,
I thought there was something just recently I did, and you were just like, meh, or some shit like that. Like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I forget what was it. I can't. I don't remember.
I
But
don't know.
so, Brad, my number one is going to be shockingly to you, I guess, is going to be L.A. Guns, Hollywood
Yeah,
Vampires.
I thought you have Slick Toxic at number one.
Well, it was close. It was close, but man, ever since I had this album, I liked it. I always dug it. It honestly, I go back and forth whether I like this or Cocked and Loaded as much as my number one LA Guns album.
Okay.
Uh Now granted, yes, Cocked and Loaded is like the sleaze masterpiece, no doubt, But just in my own personal life of listening to these albums, like I enjoy this just as much as Cocked and Loaded. I mean, it
Okay.
like when I do a top 50 album, hair metal albums, I don't know which one I'm going to pick between Cocked and Loaded and this. I have no idea yet. So,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be one of those too. But man,
Why
I'm a
can't it be both?
because I'm only doing one
One per
album per
band?
band. Yeah, yeah.
All right, all
We gotta
right.
have criteria. We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
have
no, you
guidelines
don't, but yeah, I
here.
get
But
it.
like Dirty Love's great. Over the Edge is awesome. Great. I love that intro of that Chinese guy going wah,
Yes.
That
Starts off
just
like a Tibetan monk. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, chanting
yeah.
away.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
weird, but so soothing at the same time.
But it's so different from the first two albums.
Yes.
I
But
remember Lid putting because it's the first song off the album, putting it in and going, "What? Where's Rip and Tear? What the hell's going on here?" But again, like as time went on, it's like, yeah, that's a good song.
it is, and like you said, it is a little different, but they sell it really well. It's still very believable. It doesn't sound forced. It doesn't sound
Yeah,
like they're just doing it because it's 1991 either. It's not like, oh, we got to change. Kind of like what we kind of think with Faster Pussycat. I think they do this a lot better than what Faster Pussycat tried to do. Whatever Faster Pussycat was trying to do, really. But on
yeah,
Whipped. Like you said, I Found You is okay. Not my favorite LA Guns ballad. Crystal Eyes, though, I was always a fan of Crystal Eyes.
that's a
I
good
always
one.
loved that song, which is very strange because on Vicious Circle, Crystal Eyes is on that too.
Mhm.
And I never understood really why. It is I think it is on a different label, but I don't know what the issue or why they had it, and it's back
Did
to back
they
albums.
maybe they were trying to get it back out? Did they release as a single the other
I,
album?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
I
because
wonder if they're trying
what
to.
that was 93 or 94 at the time. So
Yeah.
who knows at that time?
Mhm.
But even the
Trying to
final track,
find.
Big House, kind of has that riff and groove as something that you would hear on the Munsters.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Here It Comes is cool. I'm a big fan of Kiss My Love Goodbye. That was always one of my favorites off this album. Some Life for Love,
I
Some
love
Life
that
for
tune.
Some Life for Love could easily be on Cocked and Loaded, but
Yeah.
just with a different production of it.
If they made it sleazier, a tad bit sleazier, yeah, I could see it on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep. And I think you could say that with half the with half the songs on the album. If they was
yeah,
just in a different, it was in if it was recorded in the production of Cocked and Loaded, a lot of this album, I think we would be like, oh shit, yeah, that'd be awesome, sleazy,
yeah.
But nonetheless, though, I always dug this album. I always liked it. I like I said, there's a lot of unknowns, I guess, tonight. It's like with the Fast Push. I don't know why I like that so much.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the Hollywood Vampires, I think it's just really good writing, really good playing. Tracy doesn't necessarily go wild, I would say.
yeah. He tones it down. Yeah,
A
yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
bit, but I think it's
It's
fine. Like,
tasty.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
tasty. Yeah.
it's still Tracy still in his prime, you know? Like, it's not like anything that you hear the last 20 years, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, he's still doing his thing, but it's just not as wild and reckless, you know?
If
So,
that is flashy, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I recommend this album to anybody that likes LA Guns. I mean, just expect slightly darker tone maybe, or like we said, goth, I guess you could say, but
Yeah. And the
I'm
album, the
cool.
cover looks goth.
Yeah, I
So.
like I'm cool with it, dude. Like I'm here for it, Hollywood Vampires. I'm
You
here
know how
for it.
I feel about album covers with just the band. That's just seems lazy.
Oh
It just seems
Christ, yeah.
lazy. They could
Don't
have
get on
done
it. Yeah.
something with that title, made something cool. I don't know.
Well,
But
they could
now,
have like
do you have Acoustic Gypsy, the live album?
no.
Oh,
I don't usually collect live
it's
albums, Brian.
it's it's all acoustic,
Okay.
and it's got Jizzy Pearl singing for them.
Oh,
Oh, I
really?
fucking love it. It is so the version of Crystallize is awesome off that album.
Really?
I think they. Well, I'm trying to see what else they did from that album. They got. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I know they did Crystallize. I thought they did Some Live for Love. I thought that was one of them. The hell is it? But
It's over
I mean,
now. Or I found
Over
you.
the Edge they did.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's really good. It's over now. Yeah, so just the fact that they're singing these, at the time it's like I knew all these songs and Jizzy Pearl's doing it, and it's just really good. I really enjoy that album.
That actually, I will check that out. That I do want to hear that. That kind of reminds me, though. I just stumbled across it while we were listening to those songs. Would you technically say there's 3 ballads on this album?
What's the third?
Crystallize, It's
Yeah.
Over Now, and I Found You.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's another strange thing, kind of,
How
from
many
LA
songs on
Guns.
that album? Like 12?
12, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. I got the
I mean, I usually don't like 12 song albums, but this is fine. This is one of the ones where I'm like, I could listen to it all and not
Yeah,
have
I
a
mean, if they're all
problem.
good, who gives a shit?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I'd rather listen to a good 12 fucking song album than a shitty 2-song album.
Well, yeah, I
What
get it,
listen
but
to
your
this for?
chances, I'm just saying, like, your chances
Yeah,
of
yeah,
filler, you know?
you're messing with the percentages.
Well,
What
and
you
that's another
got?
point. That's another point I forgot to bring up about Faster Pussycat Whipped. There's no ballad, I don't think, on there. When I was
Yeah,
looking at
Friends.
Friends, would you say Friends? Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
get.
a ballad. I thought there was something else on there too that kind of
I mean, like I
fit
said,
the
there's
mold.
slower stuff. There's slower songs on Whipped, but nothing that I really thought, oh, that's a ballad, you know?
I thought it was another one. Please, dear, is that the name of it? How'd that one go? Oh, hit the button.
Uh,
No, there was another one. Mr. Love Dog, is that what I'm thinking of?
Well, it's slower and he sings it like a ballad, but it's not. He just sings about like a friend that should have made it big or like lost his life. I don't know exactly what he's trying to say, but it's like it's to
Nah,
me it's not a ballad.
yeah, it's a slower paced song, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's really ballady.
Uh I mean, I'm trying to think like there's nothing really here. Madame
Yeah.
Ruby's Love Boutique. I don't.
No, that's more of a
Yeah,
that's
I don't
no.
know, Brian. I think that's another thing that's hindering Whipped as well.
I don't think it would have helped. Like I don't not bashing out. I don't think if they put a ballad on that, I don't think all of a sudden Whipped would have sold 4 million copies.
I mean, I
You
would agree
know?
with that.
A
Yeah, I
lot
would
of
agree
bands
with
in
it.
'92 were putting albums out with ballads on it, and they just weren't being played. It's just
It certainly
the
didn't help.
atmosphere of music changed.
Yeah,
So
it certainly didn't help that there wasn't a ballad, I would say.
I don't know if it would have made a difference.
Okay, all right.
Which what that came out in '92. That 3-year gap since Wake Me When It's Over. I don't think that helped either.
Yeah, you got a good point there,
And
and
then
with such a different sound too. Like
yeah.
I Yeah, we are gonna do a separate episode on this album. We
See,
gotta get to the bottom of this.
because if you take, like you said, Whip with Faster Pussycat, Hollywood Vampires or LA Guns, and Cinderella's Heartbreak Station, they all kind of changed their sound, where it
Mhm.
was like it's nothing like the first two albums.
Right.
I mean, that could be part of a four squared right there. Bands that totally changed their sounds.
Or even Dancing on Coals too with Bang Tango.
Yeah,
It
but they had a
wasn't
different producer
totally
for that
changed,
one.
but that's what people complain about that album with.
Yeah, but
Like
the
that they
thing was
changed.
they got a different producer for that album. And if you ever see the documentary, it's on YouTube. It's called Attack of Life. Is that what it is?
No, I never saw that.
Oh,
No.
it's really good.
Okay.
And they talked to the producer, I forget his name off the top of my head, from the first album. They got rid of him and replaced him there. He was just like, didn't do that great without me. They changed the sound. It sounds, completely different than the first one. They should have stuck with me. And it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of get where he's coming from. It's not quite the same album as the first one.
It's
I like
not.
I like the album. Don't get me
I do
wrong.
too. I do too. I that's another one that's really tough for me to choose between the two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I like them both for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so damn, Brian. I knew this one was gonna be a little tough,
These
but
four squares are getting tougher. They're
and
getting
that's
tougher.
yeah, because we're talking about the stuff that not a lot of people know about, but that doesn't mean that they're not good albums, Brian. That's
No, I'm not saying that at all. That's what
no,
makes
no,
it tough.
I no, I know. I'm just saying, like it's just gonna get harder and harder all the time. So the further we go down this rabbit hole, the
Yeah.
harder it's
Like
gonna get.
last week, was it last week when we had shit. We both of us were like, yeah, Kiss Revenge 4. That's all. I haven't discussed. Yeah, I'm not even thinking twice about that.
Yeah. And then we had the Kicks. Yeah, and that like last week was pretty interesting too, but I think this one was certainly tougher, I think, for me.
I think
You
this was what was the first one we did? The
Love
sleaze metal one. Yeah, that was
Love
not
Hate.
easy either. That wasn't easy either.
Yeah.
Because there's so many damn good albums.
There is. And we could do this for literally probably 10 more years, bro. and there's so many great albums that we could like just talk about, but
It's like
this was
next time
awesome.
let's do like, I don't know, Wild Side, Under the Influence, fucking, I don't know, Long Cold Winter, like Cinderella, maybe. I'm trying to think of something else. I don't know. Some
Bite
other
Down Hard.
Bite Down Hard by Britney Fox, and then like Holly Weird by Poison.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give us an easy one. Like, all right, that's four. We got it. We got it.
Brian, that's funny you say that because there is like one or two that I made that are like that I specifically made to like to get a breather in. You know?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But Brian, this has been awesome, man. Can you tell everyone where they can find you at?
Definitely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there. Every Friday night, I got a show on Station Head. Download the app, and you can listen to, I go through my spiel, the rarest of bands. Oh, wait, shit. The rarest of bands, the deepest of tracks, and the little known songs by the biggest named artists from before, during, and after the Decade of Decadence. You will not hear Pour Some Sugar on Me or Here I Go Again.
Or
Like
Love
I
Bite.
said, Love Bites. Ugh. Like I said, every Friday night, there's recordings of shows. You can listen to previous shows. So, yeah, download the app and get in the basement and enjoy some rare tunes.
Good deal, Brian. That's awesome. And now, guys, let us know in the comments what you think of these 4 albums as well.
Talk to me.
And give us 4 more albums that we could talk about in hair metal. We love doing this shit. So, guys, thank you so much for watching the Crash Course Metal Show. If you enjoyed this video and you're here this long, click the like button. It's free. Brian, it's still free to click the like button, right?
It sure is. Doesn't take that much effort, you lazy
Yeah.
bastards.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Exactly. It's free. Doesn't cost nothing. Just do it. Just please. It helps bring us to you and all the other people that love this type of music as well. So, and click subscribe. Join the community. Join us here. So, Brian, thank you so much again, brother. It's been fun.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a blast. I
Yes,
always like
sir.
doing this.
So, guys, stay out of that collateral damage. Until next time, if you enjoyed this video, click that video right above Brian's head there.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.